other of projects I mentioned, which is also one of our dear projects. I will welcome to stage Snorre and the team to tell you more about the digital exhibition Linguapolis.
Yes, thank you. This other project is also connected to Nynorsk and Latgalian, and we have worked on it for several years, and actually this festival is one of the results of this project. So it's called Linguapolis. And it is a project that is supported by, financed by the EEA grants, Norway grants. And we are three organizations that have participated in this project in addition to House of Languages, also Volvoda and Norwegian Museum of Written Culture, Nynorsk Kultursentrum. So why are we in House of Languages? Why is it important for us with Latgalian projects? We are based in Riga. Why care? So for us, it is important to see Latgalian language as a part of the common heritage, the common treasure of all of Latvia and not only Latgala. And we want to enhance more linguistic diversity in Latvia and linguistic tolerance. And also, as Nicole now, the German linguist has said, to prevent what's called the Latgalian illiteracy, which is double. It is Latgalians themselves, as Vineta told in the discussion today, that many Latgalians don't know how to write Latgalian, and the illiteracy of other Latvians not being able to understand Latgalian, either because they don't want to or they are not exposed enough to the language. So many of the things that we do want to address these questions. Norwegian Museum of Written Culture is the world's oldest language museum, which is the place where Ivar Aasen came from, and it was already in the end of 19th century established an exhibition there. And now it consists of 3 museums, and one of them devoted to Nynorsk language and Ivar Aasen, but the other 2 to Nynorsk authors writing in Nynorsk. Volvoda is an organization that celebrates 20 years this year, and are one of several organizations working for the status of Latgalian language. And we have been very happy to work with Volvoda in several projects, also, of course, this festival. So what's the aim of this Linguapolis project is to create cooperation between activists of lesser used languages in the two countries, and also to create an exhibition that can be inspiring for activists and language users. And also to, by this, contribute to democracy in society. So first, going back to something that Olav spoke to about in the very beginning of this day, namely what the function of a museum is. What is a museum? Many of us will think that that's a place where old stuff is shown. but the function of a museum has changed tremendously during the years. In the beginning, it was collection, preservation, research, and then some 40, 50 years ago, museums became more a place for education and also entertainment. But today, museums is a place also for empowerment and for social change. So museums are from being about something to being something to somebody. So museums are for somebody, and that's also how we have thought about this exhibition and in this project. So there is also a new international definition on this, where this new function of museums is stated. So what we wanted to create with Linguapolis, this project, is to celebrate the diversity in society and stress the value of inclusiveness and tolerance, and to inspire to activism and participation in democratic processes. And then, of course, to enhance the use of Latgalian and Nynorsk and other lesser used languages. So the target group is broad, but maybe the main are pupils and students, and also activists in different organizations, and also politicians and others who have a role in the status of languages. So Linguapolis, the idea is a city, so that explains the name, and it's a city where many languages can live, and we have in this city different buildings. In the middle, the square of democracy, we have the archive, we have the bookstore, the town hall, school, culture house, cafe, and apartment building, and a sacral building. In the first square of democracy, then we have, like in this exhibition, it's a digital exhibition, so it has a lot of videos and also some audio and picture material. You see Lydia Leikoma here. We have several videos with her. And in this building, it's about activism and protests to fight for the language. In the archive, it's the history of the languages and comparison of the situation, because we can understand so much about the languages comparing the situation. Many things are very similar, but to understand the things that are different, then history really helps. In the bookstore, how the languages are used in media, in literature, press, radio, television, translations. City Hall, the role of the language both in laws, but also how it's used in state and municipality administration. Schools, what the role the language have in schools, and the use both in schools and in higher education and in research. Here you see video. One of the videos are with, some of the videos are with Ilga Šuplinska, previous Minister of Education in Latvia, who has also done a tremendous work for Latgalian language. Community house with film, theater, music. This is also one of the themes that have been stressed during the talks today for lesser used language, the role culture has for language identity, and also to be seen by other parts of the community that have the majority language as their mother tongue. and the cafe, which also was discussed that came up in the discussion we had in the end of the day, the role language has for commercial purposes and in the private sphere. The apartment building are short stories of both users both of Latgalian and Nynorsk, but also other languages like Vero and Vymiserian in Poland and Belarusian. So we also shown some other languages, and these are short stories where people speak about some experience they have had or what the language and the use of language mean to them. And the sacred building that we included especially because the church, Catholic Church, have historically had an important role for Latgalian language, but also for Nynorsk, and also that so that is also one of the buildings then in Linguapolis. So right now the programmer has put the exhibition on a new server. So, but you will eventually, in some, hopefully soon, in some days, go into the exhibition and look for yourself. But we'll show 2 small videos from the exhibition. So this is some of the positive change that has happened to Nynorsk, that it is broader used in a newspaper where nothing was in Nynorsk. Now it is shown. And then Amanda about having the courage to use Latgalian in situation where you usually wouldn't use it. Yeah, it is just to us also, we spoke to Geir also from regarding Voro language, that there are not so many people speaking it in all contexts. And I know, and even I asking Latgalian speakers to speak Latgalian with me, they say yes, but next time we speak, they speak Latvian. And you have to get used to it, to use it in situations when you usually wouldn't have done it earlier. So what have you done during the project? We have met, and I will ask Vineta and Stina Åsen-Rødmel, Vineta Vilsane and Stina to come up to the stage to say a bit from your organization what you have got out of the project.
Thank you, Snorre. For us in the Norwegian Museum of Britain Culture, it has been an interesting and educational collaboration. Ever since the written Nynorsk language took shape and was put into use in the late 19th century, supporters and users of Nynorsk have been busy making the word accessible in Nynorsk. This was and is about democracy, about putting the language into use, and about access to the words, literature, and knowledge in one's own language. With this project, we have made Nynorsk a little more accessible to the world. For several years, we have talked to other institutions internationally, including through a network of language museums. But this is the first larger project across nations, border and language that we have participated in. As we know, and at least not have seen the last couple of days, lesser used language have very different situation, status, vitality, and starting points. At the same time, we face many of the same challenges. Despite the difference, or perhaps partly because of them, we have a lot to learn from each other. Difference also make one challenge and reflect on one's own situation. Such collaboration have helped us make linguistic diversity in the world more visible, both from within to the users and from outside. Information and knowledge also contribute to increasing linguistic self-confidence. When you are a user of a lesser used language, you sometimes need that. At the same time, we know that knowledge also contributes to tolerance and increase acceptance of difference, and can help reduce the resistance we may sometimes incur. It's been a very educational project in many ways, not at least learning about Latgalian, which was probably a little known to most of us in the Norwegian Museum. It has also challenged us to talk about Nynorsk in not too many words, we have tried in the exhibition, to an audience with different frames of reference than when we talk about Nynorsk history and language to a Norwegian audience. This project has also led to further dialogue and cooperation across borders, and is the starting point for why we are here today. So, on behalf of the Norwegian Museum of Written Culture, I would like to thank Aluda and House of Language, and not at least Snorre, for the cooperation and for the leadership of the project they have had. We look forward to making the exhibition available to users, and look forward to further dialogue and collaboration that may come in the future.
Thank you for inviting us in this project. Invitations in international projects shows that our work is recognized, that we are doing as the NGO for 20 years. But also these cooperations are important for the community, because it helps us to see that we are not alone in this world with our challenges, with our issues, with our problems. And also these cooperations help us to learn from other people's experience. And also these cooperations inspire us for new projects, for new ideas. And I hope that you will enjoy this digital exhibition. Of course, Latgalians will find more about your language and in your country about the Latgalian language. Thank you.
Very short what more we have done. This is also from when we have met. We have had focus groups to test out our ideas on the target audience, young people, both here you see from Riga, but also at the University College of Volda in Norway. There have been focus groups, and we have done also research both on how to make a digital exhibition, but also on a comparison of nynorsk and Latgalian, and then we tried and figured out different ways how to compare. So to compare the general situation, to compare in a chronological perspective, a thematical approach, and an instance approach. As you saw, that we chose as the main way to compare in the exhibition is the thematical approach, but the chronological approach was very important to see why the situation of these two languages is different, but with nynorsk having a better situation than Latgalian. And that's connected to the history and the lack of democracy. And it shows that democracy is very, and the place for diversity in society is very important also for lesser used languages to thrive. We have had discussions where people from outside were invited. We have presented this project in different places. Here are pictures from Tartu, from Rēzekne, and from Rome in Italy, where we presented the project in January last year. And also this autumn we had even 2 discussions connected to this project in the Lampa festival, the discussion festival. We have also made a small physical exhibition in 4 languages that you can see also afterwards back there, with some of the main ideas and citations from the videos. And we have worked with lots of texts, both audio texts and written texts, and done transcribing and translating, 61 videos, lots of texts, 8 audio texts are also recorded and are in the exhibition. And maybe the most valuable is this partnership that we have created, strengthened our cooperation with Voluda, and got a new partner in Norwegian Museum of Written Culture, because this festival is actually a continuation of that. Because we were very inspired by what they did in Norway, organizing language festivals, this Nynorsk Language Festival, and then we also saw that they organized a similar festival in Finland, and we made applied for a Nordic cooperation project, where we also before this festival, we went to Norway in June last year, and in November to Finland to see how language festivals were organized. And we are already cooperating in other fields thanks to this project. But now this festival is over. Let's continue to fight for and celebrate languages, and also in our everyday life in different ways, and talk about languages, think about languages, love languages. First and foremost, thanks to everyone at House of Languages who have been a part of this. We have been working hard. And big thanks to our festival producer, Elina Balwode, who's done a tremendous job. I need to applaud for her. And also other people at House of Languages, Agnes, Marta, Astra, Namais, Gattis, Alisa Artyom, Ilsa Andresson, and Elina Kokarevica. Thanks to all the participants, thanks to all the volunteers, and thanks to all the cooperating organizations. As I said in the beginning when we opened the festival, that this was only possible thanks to people being positive and wanting to cooperate and support each other. And I have been so happy to hear so many yes from both organizations and people. Big thanks to Gertrud's Ielas Teatris. We are so happy to be here because this is our neighborhood. That's the name of the festival's Avots. Of course, Avots source as a tool for source, like language, like a source for positive change and tool for positive change. But Avotti is also this neighborhood where we are situated, and we wanted to, by this festival, also to improve the neighborhood identity a little bit stronger. Big thanks to the sponsors, Nordic Council of Ministers' Office in Riga, Swedish Embassy and Swedish Institute, and Norwegian Embassy. Big thanks to the audience. And let me end with what Signe Kazaka said in the discussion yesterday. Language is a superpower. Let's use it, but not misuse it. So thanks for coming, and there will be wine and snacks there, and please stay for music. There will be one. Yes? Yes.
Thank you, Snorre, and let's welcome on the stage again the musician Edis with a song in Latgalian, Reits, Morning.
Kāzas skotu spīlītajos pērkās, ir atspūgs acīs spēj, putekļi izceļ.